Today, I'm going to be talking to Marc Adams. He's a fractional chief financial officer who works directly with small and medium-sized businesses. We're talking to Marc about how he's adding $70,000 per year to his business using cold calendar invites to webinars. If you want a similar consultant or expert like Marc, then watch this video because we're going to be walking you through the exact situation that he was in, the steps that he went through, doubts that he had during the process, how he overcame them. So let's dive into the video. Hey, Marc.
Hey,
welcome. Tell the folks watching this a little bit of background about who you are, and then what situation were you in before working with us here at QS?
My name is Marc Adams. I own Next Level Business Advisors, and I've been in business for over 20 years. I was looking for help with marketing specifically. I've always felt like I didn't have a system in place, so I wanted a system. And I do pretty well. I don't get a ton of clients every year. I have a pretty stable business. The clients that are with me, they last for years and years and years. So I wasn't looking for hundreds of new clients, just a few good clients. And so I've always felt like webinars were the way to establish credibility and what have you. But I didn't really have a smart way of getting people to my door. So I wanted a systematic way. I wanted to learn how to do it because as an advisor, I try to share what I learned, what kind of fell into one of your webinars as you guys constructed it. And then I got a call from you guys. And so just in chatting with the sales folks, said, this is probably the angle that I want to go with.
What happened? What was going on in your business that actually led you to want to launch a system, or what happened that really led you to take more initiative?
Basically, like I said, I've been around for a long, long time. I don't get a lot of new clients every year, and I don't lose a lot of clients. But the last several years, with the economy changing and businesses really struggling, I kind of felt that I needed to start to take care of in case attrition happens, in case some of my clients start deciding they need to move on. And I had a couple of clients that had been struggling for years, and although I had been with them and we'd worked well together, the handwriting was on the wall as far as their business was concerned and what they were doing, and even our relationship, because I'm looking for people who are in growth mode, not just trying to survive. And so I figured I wanted to assist just in case I lose a few clients to get a couple of high quality clients. I had worked with a number of different coaches in the past. I think right before I worked with you guys, I had tried email marketing with 2 different coaches and it wasn't getting me what I wanted. And so I always go back to this idea of webinars and getting mass people to your door. So it wasn't that the business was like my business per se was in trouble, but I was sort of forecasting trouble down the line. And at the rate in which I get clients traditionally, I knew I would be in really hot water if I did lose a couple of my big clients.
So this was thinking ahead, thinking about how can you win more clients? How can you set up a system to grow?
Correct. I want something that I can turn on, run it, know that I can reliably get some people in front of me that I can speak to, turn it off if I want.
So what were some of the doubts that you had as you were talking to our team before engaging us?
I think the biggest doubt was, I've spent a few $100,000 or at least $100,000 on marketing coaches. My real doubt was, can it really work? Because I've tried it so many different ways and with different coaches. And I think the other doubt that I honestly have is the approach that you use to get people in the room. I didn't know if it was going to really be valuable, not valuable, but effect, right? Which is just inviting them straight to the calendar invite process. I wasn't quite sold on, but I was willing to give it a shot.
After you decided to give it a shot, what happened? Walk me through your journey with us and the process that you went through step by step.
You know, I started with the educational piece, and it was really, really, really enlightening. I mean, I learned a lot just by doing that. I think the challenge was that you can go down rabbit holes in different ways. So that was trying to pull myself back in. Was always a challenge. I realized pretty quickly that I would be better served having someone assist me. And that's actually part of your training, right? You don't have to do this alone as the founder or the owner. And so I started that. I got one of the VAs that you guys recommended that you go through your training course as well. And so together we were doing things, which was really good. I think the plus side is we both were learning a lot. The downside was that I think just the way it was structured, it kind of took me in different directions before I could lock in on what I needed to do to be effective for my goals.
And what was that thing? What was the shift that you made to be able to lock in?
I think it was trial and error. It was like, it just, some of the things that I was learning or we were trying to do felt inefficient. And so I was saying to myself, I need this to be as efficient and effective as possible. So I would reach back out to your client advisor, Daniel, who's pretty phenomenal, and chat with him and recommended that I'd speak to the coaches. And I think between all of us, I would ask the right questions and they were like, no, this is the path that you should take. Excellent.
What didn't you like about the process along that vein?
What I did not like, I think a couple of things. One, the education is vast, but the map was not clearly laid out. It was like, do this, then this. That's the way I work. Do this, then this, then this, then this, then this. Optional this, or don't do this. Here's why. So I was following the education, but it didn't feel like I was getting that linear direction. And I think I lost a lot of time there. I think the other part that was challenging was because you guys have different coaches. If I wanted a strategy call, I would call in, and one day I got one gentleman, he gave me a great strategy. And the next day that I was available, when I got in, it was a different guy who was like, oh, this is the strategy. So there wasn't a unison of direction or unity of direction from the coaches, and everybody has great ideas. That's just the bottom line, right? But it's not one voice. So it's a challenge, because then it's incumbent on me to not start following the shiny object, but to stay focused.
And how did you lock into the signal?
I think that it really was incumbent on me to just step back and say, okay, wait a minute, I'm going all over the place and I'm losing time. So what allowed me to lock in was a couple things. One, I do have some background in coaching. That's kind of what I do for clients. So I just say, physician, heal thyself. Secondly, speaking with Daniel was really cool, because he kind of tipped me off to a few things. Find one coach for one vertical and try to book with that one each time. And that was very, very helpful for me, because I was just finding the dates or the times that were convenient with my schedule, but I had to marry the two.
And what were some of the things that you did like as part of the process? What did you appreciate the most?
One of you coaches are such experts in your area of expertise. It's awesome. So when I finished chatting with you all, I felt fairly confident about what can be done. So I really liked that. I like the fact that you guys are available as readily as you are. I think that's really helpful in this journey. I like the education piece, even though I didn't finish it, one, and two, there's a lot more than, which is never a bad thing. It's like a car with all the bells and whistles, and I'm only using a few of the bells and a couple of the whistles, but I like the fact that it's all there and available.
And talk to us about your results. What did you achieve working with QS?
And it might not seem significant because it's been 18 months, but I got 3 clients out of it thus far. And I say thus far because I'm still utilizing the system. And the clients have been pretty good clients. I'm very happy with that. I also have what I feel is confidence in knowing what webinars should do for me, meaning I'm creating a brand new one now with a new system. And I'm going to start it next week or the week after. And I'm fairly confident that it's like, okay, I should be inviting this many people. I'll get this many, people showing up. I'll get this many calls. If I don't hit these metrics, which is important, measurables, if I don't get these metrics, and something needs to be addressed. And I can figure that part out because you guys have given me that training.
Excellent. The 3 clients that you've closed, what's been the total revenue to date? 22K from those 3 clients. Mm-hmm. And what were your biggest? No, I'm going to say, to quantify it, it doesn't sound like a ton of money, and it's not a ton of money, right? But I'm a small business, and so that's pretty cool. One client is probably responsible for, I'm looking at my numbers now, almost 20K. The other one's literally just signed. So they just gave me initial, just the start work. But my clients are recurring clients. So if I can hold on to them, I'll make, probably 50, 60K per client, or 50K between the 2 clients in an annual, when it's annualized. But annualized, we're talking about something like 70K probably. I'm thinking I'll be hitting with those 3 clients, 60-ish. 60-ish, 60, 70K annually from those 3 clients. As long as I hold them, and there are more to come, because the process continues for me. If you're looking back on it, what would you say to somebody who's watching this, how they could generate more results faster in hindsight? What advice would you give them? Do the education. You're going to find that there are variables. Like for instance, you guys do the Google invitations and you do LinkedIn, right? But LinkedIn is its own beast. So determine really quickly if you need all of that, right? Try to figure out what your real goal is. Like mine was to get to market as fast as possible. So I never used LinkedIn, and I still don't use LinkedIn, but it did cost me a lot of time when I deviated. Figure out your strategy. Go try to lay out your strategy first in harmony with what you're learning. And for that, I'm going to say, find the coaches
And I don't know which one is better than. I just know you find who you vibe with, and pick that person, and then try to create your strategies together. Find your tech person and try to stick with the same tech person, because you guys obviously will get a breadth of knowledge that then you can use to help them going forward.
What have been your biggest takeaways?
I mean, my biggest takeaway is, one, I feel like I have a system, which is critical. I never had one before, but executing what you know is probably even more important. So there are a lot of things I still don't know, but I have my VA and she's doing a lot of things that I don't know, but I'm just trying to stick with it. And being consistent with this is important. You got to give it a little time to develop. You got to be willing to understand that it's not going to be instant, or at least for me, not instantaneous. But if I stick with the process, I'm going to get results.
Excellent. And if you had a message for somebody who's on the fence and whether or not they were going to proceed or not, what would you tell them?
Business is about risk. If you know there's a need and you see that a person can meet that need or a group can meet that need, then take the risk. It's really that simple. If you feel that they can meet your need, it's not about the credibility of the company in your specific case. That's established, right? It's not about the intelligence. That's not the right word. The expertise of the coaches, that's been established. It's simply, do you think that the webinar process will work for you? If you believe that, then go for it. There should be no doubt, because all the other things are established. So if this is the marketing media that you think will work, then this is the team to work with.
Well, Marc, thanks for hopping on. Really appreciate your time and sharing your experience working with QS and the results you've been able to win running webinars.
Thank you. Appreciate your time too, and your help.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just watched this video detailing about how Marc is adding $70,000 per year in revenue to his business. If you're curious about whether or not the same system can work for your consultancy or your expert business, then go ahead and click the link in the description. Find a time and schedule a time where we'll walk you through a bespoke custom strategy that's specific to your business, and we'll put together a complete game plan referencing all of our other top performing campaigns and clients similar to you. So regardless of whether or not you work with us or not, you'll know exactly how to apply this to your business. That way, you have a robust, concrete marketing plan and strategy for you to connect with your perfect client. Consultants used to charge $10,000 to $15,000 for the same roadmap, but because you watched this video, this is our gift from us to you. So that said, see you on the other side.